Window job was going on. We got all our windows up here replaced now. We got a really nice glass block window in our bathroom that the guy made himself. He customized it because the opening for the bathroom window was really oddly made when they built the house years and years ago. So yeah, that's done. And last night we went out to meet some of Roy's friends for dinner in Illinois. We went to this place called the Quonset Hut. I guess it's been in business for quite some time. We got there early because we left early to make a stop at the pharmacy for my dad's prescription. And we were kind of waiting, hanging out in the parking lot, and didn't know how many people or who actually was showing up. So we went in we went in about 10 to 6 to see if anyone was there. And we kind of walked through the place and didn't see anyone we recognized, so we walked back out again. The owner came out and was like, "Oh my God, what's wrong? What's wrong?" And we're like, "Oh, no. We were just like, we're coming back in. We were just waiting for some other people to show up. We just, there was none of them are here yet, so we're just gonna wait out here and come back in." But he was worried that like we didn't want to be there or something like that. I'm like, "Oh no," and he goes, and Roy's like, "And even if they don't show up, we're gonna get a pizza anyway." So there you go. But we had a nice evening, and then went home, and didn't get home until about 9 or so, which is unusual for us. That's actually late for us now. Then we had to take care of getting the garbage pickup ready because that was a day behind because of the holiday. So that was the next thing we did. And then this morning we got up and got ready to take my dad to Madison. Well, halfway to Madison. My sister met us halfway. And that was a little bit of we ended up being late because my father, bless his heart, was watering his plants and got carried away watering. I went downstairs down the basement because he asked me to get something down there for him, a few things. And so he was watering plants on the main floor, and the basement's of course right below. So I go down there and like stepped in all this water, and I'm like, what the heck? And looked up, and I'm like, I knew. He did this once before, but it wasn't as bad. It was just a drip, drip, drip before we figured out what the heck was wrong. But so there's like a hole in the floor, in the wood floor, in the main floor, and it goes down through and goes to the basement. So like there was like a big puddle, and it took us, we ended up leaving like 10 minutes later than we were supposed to because we had to clean up a mess. And it still wasn't, we didn't have time to really get it all dry by the time we had to leave. So anyway, we got here, we got back early, well, just before noon, and then I came back to work on the computer. But yeah, it's hard for him. He can't see, but he doesn't also pay attention to what he's doing sometimes. So Roy had to go with the baster and a bucket, and he was like siphoning water up off of the thing because it was just like flowing. It was just going crazy through the floor and down to the basement. So there's a chair right under it with a footstool it's all fabric that got soaking wet. I mean, it was nuts. So I had to change my socks before I left because they were soaking wet. And at first I was like, before I looked up and realized what had happened, I thought we had another plumbing issue, like another pipe went, like we had to have just fixed about a month or so ago. But no, that wasn't it. That was just Dad getting, he says, well, I was afraid that it wouldn't get watered like the whole time I was gone, so I kind of overwatered it. I'm like, yeah, okay. And because I told him before that I'm not interested in taking care of the plants because I don't even know how to take care of plants. So he was concerned that the plants would just like die before he got home. Anyway, so that's what's happening there. Then I got back. I did some work online, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get online and do my live stream. So I was just like a minute or two late, but that wasn't bad. My husband put the green screen on my chair, and there we go. So now Dad's in Madison with my sister until the 17th, and we're just gonna be on our own doing stuff. Yesterday we met his friend who's up here from Florida for the reunion and some other people he knows. And then tonight we're not doing anything. But tomorrow we have to go pick something up in Illinois. And then Friday and Saturday are the reunion events. Friday's like a icebreaker event at a bowling alley in the area down in Illinois where the reunion is, and close to where their high school was. It's in Round Lake, Illinois, which is a northwest suburb of Chicago. Then we're going to the actual event is going to be at one of their classmates has a big farm, I guess, so he's hosting the reunion, the main part of the reunion at his house. So it'll be an outdoor afternoon event. So that's Saturday, and today is the last day of the heat wave, so I'm so happy about that. We'll be able to turn off the air conditioners. We just got the gas and electric bill for this next month, and it's significantly lower than it was the last time, but still higher than I like it to be. I get spoiled in the winter. It's pretty low because we don't put the heat on that high. I mean, we can... But for my dad, we have to kind of raise it a little bit, but for us, it's like we keep it so that we just kind of... I snuggle under blankets and pile on more clothes, and I'm good. But anyway, so we got a much lower gas and electric bill, and it's coming the time where I'm going to have to fight with the cable company again about lowering our rates and seeing what we can get rid of or whatever, and still keep, because sometimes when you get rid of stuff they charge more than if you know what you already have, and that kind of stinks. And they make they give better deals to new customers than people who have been spending money with them for years, but that's a whole nother topic. So anyway, I wanted to get on here and say hey, and because I missed yesterday, and I will be back tomorrow because I want to miss as few days as possible. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you tomorrow.